So Kyle Kulinski had he had a pretty harsh take on Bernie Sanders that I actually wanted to talk about because I thought it was pretty interesting. So apparently Trump was at one of his rallies on October 26th, which was yesterday, and he called Bernie Sanders a quote tremendous loser, is what he called him. So I don't know if that means he got to tremendous heights but ultimately lost, or if he's just really good at losing. I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk responded to the tweet saying, broken clock, etc., etc. So, if you don't understand what that means, basically it's a tweet saying, oh, well, broken clock is right twice a day. The broken clock he's referencing is Donald Trump. So he's essentially agreeing with him that Trump is a tremendous loser here, and this tweet is what he's doing. It's worth noting that this was sent out. Basically, it was pretty much, we knew that it was about to be confirmed that Amy Coney Barrett was going to be on the Supreme Court, and he was already kind of like 75% doomer mode on Twitter. But then after she got confirmed, he went full on doomer, depressed, like state mode, full on. But this tweet was sent in the run up to that essentially. But I think that this is just simply too harsh, and I think it's just flat out wrong. Think about the standards that were really set for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is going up against essentially the entire world, right? And he has to balance and juggle all of these different balls, man. It's really difficult. But you're talking about going against Republicans, going against the Democratic establishment, going up against all of the political institutions, the entire corrupted system. He's going against virtually everything. The media, don't forget the media, arguably the biggest one. He's going up against every single one of those combined. Think about how fucking difficult that is. So this guy, this random senator from 2016 that nobody knows, he rises to fame in 2016. He has a damn good challenge against Hillary Clinton, wins like 24 states or something like that. Did pretty well in a lot of states that he didn't really do well in 2020 in. So he does that. He goes up against a little rigged primary election where Hillary Clinton is the head. You're talking about Hillary Clinton, one of the most well-known politicians in the nation, if not maybe the most well-known. So he's going up against a massive juggernaut, right? Though everything he's going up against, he's essentially like, this rebel going on. And, he doesn't win, obviously. I don't think anybody could blame him for losing that election. Now, 2020 becomes more harsh, but obviously he still has to go up against all of these institutions. He's going up against Biden, somebody who's very well known in the Democratic Party, and had all of the endorsements of the Democratic Party, obviously. And so he had to go up against so many things. Now, I can understand being critical of Bernie Sanders in multiple ways. In 2016, I actually felt like he was too soft on Hillary Clinton. I didn't like that. And then in 2020, he did the same thing, but it was even worse. Especially because Biden already had so much default support. If you have a candidate with default support, but you refuse to attack them, how are you going to win the primary? You also got to remember Obama went scorched earth on Hillary Clinton back in 2008. It was a dumb move, in my opinion, okay? So it's fine to be critical of Bernie Sanders. But to be so insanely, exaggerating this and saying that Bernie Sanders is a tremendous loser, when he has set the foundation for the progressive movement that's going to grow for decades to come. The Justice Democrats isn't possible without Bernie Sanders. It's literally impossible. You probably wouldn't have even got the idea for Justice Democrats without Bernie Sanders, let alone have been even remotely successful without Bernie Sanders. Everything that is going on in the progressive movement right now, AOC, the Squad, Justice Democrats, Our Revolution, everything, all of the issues that have now become mainstream, they're all, in thanks to Bernie Sanders. So don't disrespect the guy like that. And I know he's going full doomer mode. He's pretty much turning into Jimmy Dore at this point. I've seen, I watched his video about AOC where, he wants AOC to go full, throwing all the nukes at Obama and all these people who are like the god figures in the Democratic Party. He's low-key going off the deep end right now, kind of going insane. I just think it's disrespectful, and I just think it's flat out wrong. How can you call somebody who went up against something so difficult to overcome and, barely didn't make it, He could have, he was really close even in 2020. Obviously, we all know the Bloody Monday situation. It's totally unfair, and I think it's overly harsh, and I just think it's wrong. I think it's just incorrect, is what I think. But that's that, man. Bernie Sanders is not a tremendous loser.